Good evening, guys. This is your batch tracker sheet, guys. New batch tracker sheet. This is evening batch, as you can see here. This is May 2024 evening batch, in which, like I'm planning to start JMeter, BlazeMeter, and then LoadRunner. Okay. So, the timings of this batch are 7:30 to 8:30, as we discussed yesterday. Timings will be 7:30 to 8:30. And we also have one morning batch running. Okay. So this is the morning batch tracker. So this batch timings are 10:30 to 12. Okay, 10:30 to 12 or 11 to 12. Right. So I'm informing in the WhatsApp group, at what time I'll be starting the session. Okay. So in this batch, this is morning batch, and in this batch, I had started Java instruction and JMeter setup today. Those who are already aware of these performance testing fundamentals, if morning batch is convenient, you can switch to that batch if you want to complete it faster. However, if you continue in this evening batch, today is 17th, right? It will take, at least 10 hours to complete these fundamentals. SDLC testing lifecycle and performance testing at high level. What are the goals of performance testing, types of performance testing, prerequisites of doing performance testing. So all these concepts will take 10 to around another 10 hours. Okay. So JMeter will be started only by month end in this batch. Clear, guys? Any queries? Any new joinees, guys, today? GP Reddy is one new joinee and Anand Rajmani, right?
Yes, Pawan.
Anand Raj. Rajmani and GP Reddy. Yeah. And we will have same Zoom meeting ID, guys. Daily the Zoom meeting ID will be same.
Okay.
Unless until it is specified. This is because this is a licensed one. So whatever Zoom meeting ID that we are using is a licensed one. Okay, so that remains same. And we also have one WhatsApp group for every batch. Every batch we have one WhatsApp group like this, right? You can see here May 2024 evening batch, right? So once you confirm your joining and pay the fees, then you will be added to the WhatsApp group. Okay. Okay. Deepak is also new joinee today, right? Deepak. Okay. All right, guys. Let's get started. Let us continue. So yesterday we had started computer fundamentals, guys, and we had completed some concepts. What are those that we discussed yesterday, guys? Those who attended yesterday's session, what concepts did we cover yesterday?
IP address,
Right. IP address,
host name,
private IP and public IP, isn't it? Private IP, public IP, next host name,
the remote desktop.
remote desktop connection, right? And did I upload that session? Yes, I remember that I had uploaded that session, right? And I'll share the playlist URL also for this for your batches. Hey, I did not, keep any. Hold on. Why is it showing? Why is it not showing any thumbnail? I think I had posted some thumbnail. Okay. I think I have added thumbnail to the video only. Okay, here it is. All right. Um,
Pawan, sorry to interrupt. Is this the second day of class?
correct.
Okay, fine. Thanks.
Yeah. Yesterday we discussed these concepts. That's what I had listed out now, right? So we had discussed IP address, private IP, public IP, host name, remote desktop connection. These are the concepts that are covered yesterday.
Mm.
And these are all fundamental concepts, right? So today's session also will be on these basics only, computer fundamentals only. Okay. So shall we start? Any other queries? I'm also new joiner. Okay, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, yes. So let me go to, yeah. So yesterday I had covered till here, right? LAN, WAN, and ping command, isn't it? So now today let us understand command prompt and elevated command prompt. What is command prompt? Everyone knows command prompt. What is a command prompt, right? So if you can launch it by by typing CMD in the search box, you can get a command prompt. And once you get that, so I'll use some basic commands. Like for example, if I want to see the host name, right? So you can type host name here, right? Now it shows the host name as perf test. And then if you want to see the IP address, yes, IP config is the command, and this is the IPv4 address, etc., etc. If you want to see like, which user, what is the user ID with which I logged in, or what is the user account I logged in, you can type who am I, right? This is a popular command. Who am I is a popular command in both Windows and Linux operating system guys. So observe here, what does it show? What is it showing? So who am I command shows you the machine name. Perf test is the machine name or host name, isn't it? See, perf test is nothing but host name or machine name, followed by the user account. Right now, I am logged in with this account on this laptop. So, and this command works on both Windows and Linux operating system guys, or Mac OS also, even Mac OS as well, right? Remember who am I? That is a command, that shows you like what is the user ID with which you logged into your computer. And then date command shows you date and time, right? So current date, sorry, date command is showing the current date, right? So now this is a normal command prompt, isn't it? Now, what is elevated command prompt? So some commands cannot be executed in a normal command prompt, for which we need to use elevated command prompt or a administrator command prompt. And right? So elevated command prompt means nothing but the command prompt with admin privileges. And how to open that elevated command prompt is type CMD and use this option run as administrator. And now you will get an administrator command prompt like this. You can see here as the window title. You can check the window title. It is administrator command prompt, isn't it? So you can execute some commands require you to launch a administrator command prompt or a elevated command prompt. And this is how we launch a elevated command prompt. Okay. Right. So that is all about elevated command prompt. And still, if you are unable to execute some commands with elevated command prompt also, then we can use, there is another option in Windows operating system guys. Some commands, cannot be executed in normal command prompt or elevated command prompt also. And you need to use, another tool called, some of you may be knowing that already. Anyone? You might have heard about PowerShell, right? Windows PowerShell. You might have heard about this PowerShell, right? Windows PowerShell. Right. So you guys are able to understand, able to follow.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
Right. So you can use that, that PowerShell, Windows PowerShell. Okay. You from Windows PowerShell, you can execute any command. Okay. Using Windows PowerShell, if you use Windows PowerShell, you can use any valid, Windows commands. Right. So we'll discuss that later, about this, like when do we use this? We will actually use this in our training. So once we complete, that actual tool, I'll cover some monitoring tools like with JMeter, I'll cover some monitoring tools like InfluxDB, Grafana, and Telegraph. So there we need to use our Elasticsearch. There we need to use Windows PowerShell. Okay. And then the next concept is firewall. Okay. So the next concept is firewall. What is a firewall? In Windows operating system, what is a firewall?
to protect from virus.
Right. So Windows firewall provides some basic protection from what? Can you open this? Can you try this command firewall.cpl, where CPL stands for control panel? Okay. So type firewall.cpl and you will get a Windows firewall launched. And now you can read out here, right? Can you read out here like Windows Defender Firewall can help prevent hackers or malicious software from gaining access to your PC through the internet or a network, right? So this is what a firewall does. It will help, it can help prevent hackers or malicious software. What is meant by malicious software? By the way, I think I had opened one class notes document for you, right? So what is the meaning of malicious, guys? Malicious
Corrupted.
software means dangerous software.
Yeah.
Malicious, is this your class notes morning? Oh, sorry. This is April, the morning batch. Yeah. That is morning batch 1. And I didn't open any class. Yeah. Yes. Got it. Malicious software means dangerous. Malicious, meaning of malicious is dangerous. Right? So your firewall provides, Windows firewall provides basic protection. Of course, it provides only basic protection. That is why we have antivirus, anti-malware and all those. Right? But firewall provides some basic protection. And it prevents hackers or malicious software from gaining access to your PC through the internet or a network. And it should be turned on. Right? You can see here, turn on Windows firewall should be selected on both private networks and private public networks. Okay, this should be turned on. Firewall should be always turned on. Clear is? Now this is all about firewall that you need to know. And then remote desktop connection was covered yesterday. And the next one is Windows shortcuts, right? And so particularly those who are keeping experience, you need to be familiar or you should be regularly using some Windows shortcuts. Okay, don't go for mouse for everything. So start using Windows shortcuts if you are not using them, right? Like, simple shortcuts like Alt Tab. Alt Tab is to switch between open windows or programs, isn't it? Suppose right now I am in Chrome browser. For example, I want to go to this, Opera browser, let's say. Okay. I can use Alt Tab and I can keep on pressing that, right? And I went to Opera browser, isn't it? So in this way, you can switch from one program to another program using Alt Tab, isn't it, guys? So please start using these window shortcuts, particularly those who want to keep experience. Okay. And then Windows D is for desktop. If you want to directly see, I have multiple programs open right now on my machine. And I want to see, go to my desktop directly. So this is the shortcut for that. On the Windows, on the keyboard, you have a Windows icon. So press that Windows and D on your keyboard together to see the desktop directly, right? D for desktop, as simple as that, isn't it? And then Windows E is for Explorer. Guys, you may be knowing this, but still, we have some non-computers background, guys. So for them, I'm covering for them. Okay. And also, it will be a refresher kind of thing for those who are already knowing this. So please, those who already know these shortcuts, were familiar with this, please bear with me for 1 or 2 sessions. Okay. Tomorrow I'll be starting software development lifecycle. All right. Tomorrow I'll be starting software development lifecycle, and then I'll also cover testing lifecycle tomorrow. Tomorrow, in the sense, today is Friday, right? We'll have next session on Saturday, on Monday. Okay. Next step. So File Explorer, Windows E is the shortcut for File Explorer. Please remember this: when you use Windows E, you will get the title of the window is called as File Explorer. Clear, guys? And this is called as, this window is called as File Explorer, right? Now Windows E for Explorer. Okay, let me highlight this. E for Explorer. Right? And then F11 is for maximizing the windows. For example, see right now I am showing you Google Slides, isn't it? Now, if I want to zoom in, right? If I can use F11, okay, function F11. Let me show that, right? Now you can see that, the window is maximized, right? This is, you guys able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes.
So this is to maximize windows or, reposition also. Again, if you want to revert back again, function F11, use function F11 again. Okay. Use function F11 again. 1 second, guys. Right? So function F11 is the keyboard, is the shortcut to minimize or maximize or restore the windows. Right? And then Control C, Control X, Control V, you know that, right? You already know that. And use, the one more useful shortcut is quick access. Okay, I'm muting everyone. There is some background from one of the participants. So if you have any questions, please unmute your please and hold the space bar. If you have any queries, if you want to speak something, please press and hold the space bar on your keyboard. Okay, that is the shortcut to temporarily mute or unmute. What it is? Temporarily unmute. To temporarily unmute, you need to press and hold the space bar. This is the Zoom meeting shortcut. All right. Now, what is this quick access? For example, let me show you that quick access. So suppose you want regularly going to this, suppose I have JMeter in my G drive. I want to regularly go to this folder. Okay. I want to use this folder regularly. Now, instead of, every time, instead of going to G drive and clicking on Apache JMeter 5.6.3 and bin folder, if I add this to quick access, you can see here, in Windows operating system, you have an option called pin to quick access, isn't it? If you select that pin to quick access, right, and that will be added to the quick access somewhere, there are a lot of, I think this is the one, right? So next time, if you want to go to that bin folder, JMeter bin folder, right, you can directly use that quick access. You can use the shortcut that is added to the quick access like this. Clear, guys? See, observe here, there is an option called pin to quick access. Go to whatever folder you visit frequently and use that option pin to quick access. Okay. 1 second, guys. All right. So these are the Windows shortcuts that everyone should be familiar and everyone should be using these, guys. Guys, is it interesting or is it boring? Or you know all these? Everyone knows all these. Everyone is already using this.
It's fine, sir.
Okay.
Some things we are not.
Okay. So now next concept is host file in Windows OS. I'll cover this later. Port number also I'll cover that later. Windows PowerShell, we'll see that in the, once we go to the monitoring tools with JMeter, I'll use this Windows PowerShell. I'll show you that. Additional clocks not required at this moment. So we'll park this aside. We'll keep this aside. We'll park this aside. And the next important thing that everyone should start learning, if you are not familiar with this, is Excel and Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Word. All right. And, we will be using Microsoft Word and Excel almost on a daily basis. Right. So whether you are into development or testing, again in testing, whether you are into manual testing or automation, performance or security testing, whatever testing it is, right? Or whether you are into development. If you are into IT, we will be using Microsoft Word and Microsoft Excel almost on a daily basis. So how to learn this, right? So I'll give you some, if you are having a licensed version of Microsoft Office, MS Office Suite or MS Office Suite, right? So this word is pronounced as this. This word is pronounced as suite, right?
Suite.
Right. So this word is pronounced as suite. Okay. If you are using MS Office Suite, so a licensed version, so you can launch Word and, open a blank document and go to help. And there is an option called show training. Okay. You will have this only for licensed version, guys. If you are using cracked version, you may not have this option. So go to help and show training, click on show training, and you will have some short videos on Word, short videos on Microsoft Word. These videos, Word for Windows training, right? So please go through these videos and learn some, you have to use, you cannot escape from this. You need to learn. If you are not familiar with, you need to be comfortable with this MS Word or Microsoft Word and Microsoft Excel, right? So for that, those who are from non-computers or those who are not much familiar with Word, please watch these videos. Please watch these training videos on Microsoft Word as well as Excel. Okay, let me launch Excel and let me show you those options as well. Okay, and new joinees, can you please ping me your Gmail ID so that, I will be adding you to the Google Classroom where I will be sharing the assignments. I'll create a Google Classroom today. And I will be sharing the daily assignments like this, guys. Let me show you that. See, for example, this is morning batch tracker. I have given one assignment over here till now, right? To learn Microsoft Word and Microsoft Excel basics. And, I will add like this. I will add all the participants to this Google Classroom. And, I will be giving assignments over here in the Google Classroom. So new joiners, please, please share your Gmail ID to me on WhatsApp separately. Don't pick it in the WhatsApp group. So ping your Gmail ID in WhatsApp to me separately. Okay. If you want to receive these assignments and all. Right. Now coming to Excel, right? How to learn Excel videos is, or how to go to Excel videos is, open a blank workbook and again go to help, and there will be something called show training, right? Click on show training and again you have some videos on Excel. Yeah. Okay, something wrong. Right, check your internet connection and try again. Okay, this should be some application issue, guys, Microsoft issue. Otherwise, you'll get it like just like how you got for Word, you will get those videos, right? Just like how you got some training videos for Word, Microsoft Word, you'll also get, some videos for Excel as well. Okay, this is a temporary issue that I am seeing, first time over here. That's fine. So you can try it. Can one of you check that, those who are having a licensed version of Excel. And guys, you need to learn Excel formulas, how to, how to apply formulas, how to create sheets, and how to manage, index and all these concepts, guys. Basic concepts are enough. You need not be an expert in Excel and Word. The basic concepts are enough, guys. Okay. So for that, you can use improve Excel. You can go through first 6 videos. That is enough. How to insert table, how to insert a picture, right? And save and print, layout pages, format text. First 5 to 6 videos are enough. You need not cover all the videos, and you need not be an expert in Word or Excel, right? Some basic knowledge is required. That is mandatory. Clear, guys? I'll take a pause here. Any queries? Excel, it is not showing the videos currently. Okay, but Word, you can see similarly, just like how you are seeing in Word, you will also see some short videos in Excel as well. All right. So go through those Excel and, learn those Excel and, Word basics, Microsoft Word basics and Microsoft Excel basics and shortcuts in that. So you should know how to apply formulas. That is the main important thing. Okay. And next concept is FQDN, which stands for fully qualified domain name. This also we'll discuss later. These are not so important at this moment. So we'll park these aside, these 4 also aside. Okay. I'll do one thing. So so these are not yet covered, right? We are parking it aside for now. So let me keep it over here. Let me keep them over here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll take a pause here. Any queries, guys?
No.
All right. So the next thing is, Windows shortcuts and Zoom meeting shortcuts. Zoom meeting shortcuts are not so important, but, we'll be using Zoom meeting for the next 3 months. That's why it will be helpful if you can remember these shortcuts. Okay. So Alt A is for mute or unmute, right? That is a shortcut for muting or unmuting. Alt for alter, right? Alt for alter or change. A for audio. So if you want to, switch mute or unmute, the shortcut is Alt A. If you turn your Windows, your video on or off, this is the shortcut. Alt V is the shortcut. V for video. Space bar is to temporarily unmute yourself, right? So you can check that now. You can press and hold the space bar and you will be unmuted. Can you please check that now? So Anureka, so, this session will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. So you can go through that. Okay. We are just covering I'm just covering some Windows, computer fundamentals. That's it. I have covered some computer fundamentals and some Windows shortcuts. That's it. Okay. So nothing covered is, no testing concepts are started yet. All right. So you can temporarily unmute yourself by pressing and holding the space bar. Can you please try it, or did you already tried that?
Yes, you tried it.
Okay, right. So, what is the time now? It's already 8 o'clock. Okay. So, shall we start this SDLC, guys? Yeah, I'll start this SDLC. Any queries, guys, before I move to the next one? So, can you please ping me your Gmail ID in WhatsApp to me, guys? So that, I can create a Google Classroom and be ready for giving the assignments. Okay, I got it from Akila. Those who already shared before, you need not share it again. But I want from new joiners. Who all are the new joiners? Like Anand, I have it. Yeah, I have your Gmail ID before. Yeah, I think rest all email IDs I'm having, rest all other email IDs. Okay. Thank you, guys. Now let us start SDLC, right? So this is a typical software development lifecycle. There are 6 phases in a software development lifecycle. So you take any software project. These are the typical phases in a software development lifecycle. So what are those, guys? I'll go to slideshow mode. Okay, we'll go to slideshow mode, right? It should be better now, right? Now, so there are 6 phases in a software development lifecycle. So what are those, guys? So it starts with analysis, requirement analysis, and then designing of the application will be done, right? System architect or development architect will be designing the application, and also along with, he will UX and UI designer also will be involved, right? So, and now here, like below that so SDLC diagram, you have the stakeholders in each phase. Means who all will be part of analysis phase, who all will be part of design phase, isn't it? And now there is something called product owner, isn't it? There is something called product owner. Now, who is product owner? Guys, what is the software development lifecycle? Assume that you are working on some team is working on developing a project, or developing some software, or developing some web application, right? So what all phases will be there in that development? That is software development lifecycle, isn't it? It is also called as SDLC. It is in short called as SDLC, software development lifecycle. Now, there are 6 phases in a software development lifecycle. So the first phase is analysis phase. Analysis phase, what is meant by analysis phase? So below that analysis phase, you have something called product owner. Let us understand first. For example, I'll give some example for this. I am looking for, a website development right now for our training institute, right? So till now, we don't have a dedicated website for us. We have been using some Google website and all those till now. But, like recently I thought like, I want to develop a website for my training institute. So uh, so that is a project, right? You can assume that as a project. And now I gave the requirements, this is the website which is in development, guys. Okay. This is still under development. Now, so once the website is completely ready, I will be owner for that website, isn't it? So I will be the owner for the website, right? So I will be the product owner. Once the application is ready, once the website is ready, I will be the owner of that, or now also I'm the owner of that product, right? So for whom you are developing that project, that person is called, that person or that organization is called as product owner. Is it clear, guys? Who is product owner?
Yes, sir.
Right? The next person involved who will be involved in the in this software development life cycle is in the analysis phase is project manager. So I cannot develop, I'm not good at developing the website, right? I'm not into development, or I'm not good at developing the project. So I had delegated it, or I had given this project to some development team, right? And there will be some manager for that, right? So who coordinates with the team, so that person is called project manager. So let me show you that, and let me show you, we had drafted all the requirements somewhere like this. Let me show you that quickly. So I had mentioned that these are the requirements. Just give me a moment, guys. See, these are the requirements that I mentioned, that we discussed with my team. What are those? I want main pages. See, these are the website requirements. We need these features in the website. So what are those? We should have one page called overview page, this one, right? About us, right? In about us, you have some overview, right? Our home page, you have some overview. And so, and then, uh, where did I open it? Yeah. So, and then course offerings. What are the courses that we are offering? Testimonials or success stories of our previous batch students, and social media, our social media presence. So I had given these requirements to the development team. I said that I want these main pages, and then some other pages, like for registering for a course, information dissemination, student interaction, course contents. I want some pages for where I can put the course contents and content structure, right? Corporate affiliations and all those tech blocks and all those, right? And then online test with MCQ. I want to, like right now we are using some third-party platform for giving the weekly assessments, right? We'll be having weekly assessments, guys. Throughout the course, we'll be having weekly assessments, where I'll be giving 15 multiple choice questions to be answered in 15 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever it is. So right now we are using some third-party platform for that, but I want to add those, include those in our website. So these are the requirements that I gave to my, these are the requirements that I gave, and these are the requirements that they suggested to me, the development team suggested to me. So these are the overall requirements of my website. Now, once we list out all the requirements, right? So we will analyze those requirements and decide on how to, what is the SEO strategy, how should we get marketing pop-ups, and how can we do that email campaigning, right? So, we will discuss the strategies and all this, right? So this is called as analysis, requirement analysis. Your we are having that analysis, requirement analysis meeting every weekend, and we are discussing those, or we are refining those, right? So, and I had delegated this project to one team, and there will be some manager who will be leading the team, and of course in big projects you'll have business analyst and CTO, chief technical officer, right? So these are the stakeholders in this analysis phase: product owner, project manager, business analyst, and CTO. And then in the next phase is designing phase. In designing phase, architect will be involved, your development architect, and UX and UI designers will be involved. Now, what is this UX and UI? Okay. UX stands for user experience, and UI stands for user interface. So architect and development team will be, front-end development team will be involved in this phase. In which phase, guys? Whenever like this designing phase we started, right? Development architect and UI developer, or UX or UI designer will be involved in this phase, right? And now once so here it will be decided, like which programming language to use for front end, which one to be used for back end, which database we need to use. All that will be decided in the designing phase, right? And then next comes development phase. So once the application design, overall design is done, blueprint is done, now the development team will be, there will be front end, there will be a separate team for front end development and back end development. So then development starts, right? Writing the code and testing the code, all that will be started, right? Developers will be developing the, whenever they write some piece of code, they will do some unit testing, isn't it? So development and testing will go hand in hand nowadays. In any project, as soon as the development is started, testing will be started. Testing also should be started, right? So in the development phase, you will have front-end developer and back-end developer. And in the testing phase, you will have again a solution architect, means test architect, and then QA engineers, testers, and DevOps team will be involved in this testing phase, right? And now once the testing is completed, the application, your website, or that software will be deployed into production, okay? Or if it is a website, it will be deployed into, it will be, it will be taken live, it will go live, right? At that phase, database administrator and DevOps team will be involved in the deployment phase. And once the website is deployed, that's not end of the story, right? It will not be the end of the story. we should maintain that website, and we should, users will be, the application will go live for the real world users. And again, there will be some testing going on, and support, there will be some support team, because there may be some defects identified in the production. So we need to fix those defects and we need to maintain that application. That is maintenance phase. So these are the six phases in a typical software development life cycle. And these are the actors in each phase. Actors are participants in each phase. Actors are participants in each phase. Right? Clear, guys? Are any queries? These are the actors are participants in each phase. Yes.
So like the role of the project manager and the business analyst will be the same, or
So project manager or, a scrum master, there will be generally usually a scrum master, right? Who will be like, who will be driving the project and all.
Yeah.
Role of project manager, and what is the other one that you asked?
the BA, the business analyst?
No, business analyst, business analyst will be involved only in this, in the initial phase, analysis phase. But this project manager will be driving that entire project.
Okay. Oh, just during the requirement phase, the BA will be there.
Business analyst team will be involved. Yes. So what is the
Okay.
job of business analyst? Like, we have to define the SLS, response time SLS of each phases, right? See, for example,
Okay.
response time SLS. That means, so in any website, you will have some home page, isn't it? Login page, and then some payment, etc., right? And logout, etc., right? And there will be some SLS defined for this application. For example, like home page should be loaded in 2 seconds. I'm just giving some examples, guys. And it should not take more than 3 seconds for login. Okay. If any user is trying to log in, it should not take more than 3 seconds. The application should not take more than 3 seconds for logging in. So payments also, usually it will be 3 seconds, and logout again, it will be some 2 to 3 seconds, right? So now who will define these, or who will decide this is business analyst team. And on what basis they decide is, they will look into the competitor websites. Okay. For example, this is a website for a training institute. Now, business analyst, what is his job is, he will look into other websites of, the competitors websites, or he will take, he will consolidate the industry standards. He look into other websites, and he will come up with these kind of estimates, right? And also, he will also tell, like, how many users will be visiting this, course contents page, or how many users will be visiting, each page, right? So all that information will be provided by that business analyst team, or that business analyst guy.
Okay. This is done once after the requirement is given.
In the requirement analysis phase, in the first phase, it will be done in the requirement analysis phase.
Okay. And the role of CTO?
CTO just oversees the project. That's it.
And that's it. Yeah, because he's holding the bigger role in the company. Okay.
Right. He oversees
Yeah.
the
Okay.
project and execution. That's it.
Yeah. Fine. Okay.
Okay. So these are the 6 phases in software development lifecycle. Now, we are not interested in all these phases. We are interested in only in this testing phase, isn't it? So that's why we are here. We are interested in this testing phase. Now let us see what are the, now let us understand the testing lifecycle, right? So before going to that, to the next slides, which is testing lifecycle. So this is my favorite quote about testing. To tell somebody that they are wrong is called as criticism, but to do so officially is called as testing, right? So as a tester, like as a test engineer, I'll call it as a test engineer, right? Software test engineer. So our responsibility is to find the defects, isn't it? Our responsibility is to find the bugs and the defects. Bugs are defects. Now, what is the difference between bug and a defect, by the way? Is there any difference, or both are same?
Both are same.
No, there is a small difference between them. What is the difference between bug and a defect? Right? So as a test engineer, our responsibility is to find out bugs and defects. Or as a performance engineer, so our responsibility is to find out some performance issues, right? But what is a bug, by the way? So, but there is a difference between, see, actually, usually like both of these terms are used interchangeably. And, in many contexts, people will use bug instead of defect or defect instead of bug, or they use interchangeably. But actually, there is a small difference between bug and a defect. Bug means issue identified in the testing phase is called as a bug. Any issue identified in the testing phase is called as a bug. Okay. Whereas any defect identified in the production is called as a defect. Okay. Issue identified in the production. Once the application goes live also, we may identify some issues, and those are called as defects. Right? So this is the difference between bug and a defect. Yesterday somewhere I read that, this iPhone 17.5 version is having a big defect. Okay. Let me show you that. Okay. So it was identified in production, right? What is that issue is, see, you see here, Apple iOS 17.5 update introduces a bug, but actually it should be called as a defect. Okay. This should be called as a defect, of course, that is Times of India. They may not be knowing what is the difference between bug and a defect, but it should be called as a defect. And what is that issue, guys? It is causing old deleted photos to resurface in the recent album, and iCloud. Understood, guys? So if you delete some photos, right, again they are appearing in the album, it seems, or again they are appearing in the photos, it seems, right? That this is a defect actually. This is a defect that creeped into production. Clear, guys? This is a defect that creeped into production. See, they might have done testing. Definitely they not might. They definitely they should have done very good testing, amount of testing, right? But still some defects creep into production. Some defects escape or creep into production. Those are called as defects. Those issues are called as defects. Clear, guys? So that is the difference between bug and a defect. Right? So we'll discuss more on this defect life cycle and all in the performance testing basics itself. We will have that, we'll discuss in detail about software defect, software issues, and defect life cycle, etc. Okay. What is defect severity? What is defect priority? Right? And what is defect life cycle? What is defect life cycle? We'll discuss this later. Okay. So, but for now, I will not go into all those details. And now, we are interested in this testing phase. And now let us understand the testing life cycle, right? So what all phases will be there in testing, right? And which team will be doing what kind of testing? Let us understand that. So as soon as, let us say a group of developers are involved in developing a application, right? And they wrote some piece of code, right? They wrote some piece of code. And as soon as a developer writes some piece of code, they will test that piece of code, and that is called as unit testing. That is nothing but unit testing. So unit testing is something that is done by developers during the development phase of an application by the developers, right? Unit testing is let me use Spotlight. Unit testing is a white box testing. We'll discuss why it is called as white box testing. We'll discuss that later. So what is unit testing is? It is a testing done by during the development phase of an application by the developers. Okay. And unit test isolate a piece of code and verify its correctness. As soon as developers write some piece of code, they do something called unit testing, right? And a unit may be an individual function, method, class, procedure, module, or an object, right? A unit means an individual function or a method, right? Now, what is a function, guys? In software, what is a function or a method in software? What is a function? A small piece of code, sorry, which does some specific task. Some specific task is called as a function. Sorry, specific task is called as a function or method. Okay, right? So you can do a Google search, but you should know what is a function, right? So function name software. What is a function? It is a small piece of code, modules of code that accomplish a specific task. Or here I gave some simple definition, a small piece of code which does some specific task is called as a function or a method, right? Always, if you can, like follow this definition as well. There are many definitions, but this is the simplest definition that I can give it for you. Okay. So now suppose developer, see, you might have those who are from computers background or those who have some programming, basic programming knowledge, you might have come across these functions, right? Suppose there is a addition function, right? So there is an addition function to add some two numbers. Now, the function will be something like this, isn't it? Int x, int y, right? So, so int, else I'll do one thing, int a, int b, and int c is equal to a plus b, right? And then return c. Right, this is how an addition function looks like, isn't it? How many of you are from computers background and how many of you are from non-computers background, guys? This doesn't require any computer background, by the way. Okay, for your information, this doesn't require any computers background for that matter, right? So this is an addition. This, see, addition is a function here, right? Addition is the function name. Addition is the function name, right? Because it does some specific task. What is the task that will be accomplished by it? It will, if you pass two numbers, int a means integer a and int b is integer b. So if you pass two integers to that function, it will add those two numbers and return the sum value, right? That's it. Int c is equal to a plus b. That means it will add those two numbers and it will return that c value. As simple as that, right? This is a simple addition function. Clear, guys? And addition is the function name here. At int a and int b and int c, these are called, see, int a and int b are input arguments. These are called as input arguments or parameters to the function. Arguments are parameters to the function. Able to follow, guys?
Yes.
Yeah, so oh, okay. Arguments are parameters to the function, right? So addition is the function name and int a and int b are input arguments are parameters to the function and c is the return value. C is the return value, right? So suppose developer wrote some piece of code like this, small piece of code like this. Then they will test that immediately and that is called as unit testing. That is nothing but unit testing. So your unit may be an individual function or a method or a class, procedure, module or object. We'll discuss what is class, procedure, module, object later on. Or else, let me explain. So in Java, Java, a small unit of code is called as a class, right? You'll have Java classes, thousands of Java classes. Procedure, procedure or module or an object. Okay, we'll discuss this later, guys. Like as and when we come across the context, I will explain that. But but you understood what is meant by unit testing, right? So unit testing is done by developers. So you need to remember who does unit testing, what are the different types of testing. First of all, you have unit testing, integration testing, functional testing, performance testing, security testing. These are the different types of testing. And now who does what type of testing? You need to remember those or you need to understand those. So unit testing will be done by the developers and it is also called as white box testing. Whereas functional testing done by the testing team is called as black box testing. We'll discuss that later. What is the difference? Why is it called as white box testing? Why is unit testing called as white box testing? Why functional testing is called as black box testing? We'll discuss that later. Okay. So for now, like, is it clear what is unit testing, by the way? Is it clear
Yes,
guys, what
understood.
is meant
Yeah.
by unit
Yeah,
testing?
clear.
Right? And the next type of testing is integration testing. Now, fine. So, if you assume any Gmail, let us say you take any Gmail application. So let's say a team of developers are working on Gmail application. And now you have multiple, applications in Gmail, right? For example, if you click on this, you'll see, Google Business, Google YouTube, right? Google Maps, Play Store, right? Google Play, Google Meet and all this, isn't it? Now, one single team cannot work on the complete Gmail application or this Gmail suite, isn't it? So there will be separate teams for working on these in each of these applications. Some team will be working on Google Drive, some team will be working on Google Business, etc. Now, at the end of the day, all these multiple applications should be integrated together, right? Integrated together, and suppose if you click on YouTube, it should take you to YouTube directly, right? Or else if you click on Google Drive, it should take you to Google Drive, isn't it? So all these pieces of code should be integrated together, isn't it? And once they are integrated together, we need to do some testing again. We need to do testing once all those pieces of code are integrated together, right? Just give me a moment, guys. What is integration testing, guys? Integration testing is nothing but testing the application once all those modules are combined together, right? So testing that, testing the functionality or uh, testing the software modules after they are integrated logically, and testing as a group is called as integration testing. And it is done in an environment called SIT environment. Okay, where SIT stands for system integration testing. Right? So integration testing is defined as a type of testing where software modules are integrated together. For example, in this application, in this Gmail application, so if you assume that, see, these are different modules or different components of a Gmail suite, isn't it? So now, and each of these application will be developed by different teams, isn't it? Now, at the end of the day, all of them should be integrated together and they should work seamlessly, right? So once all these modules are integrated together, the type of testing that is done is called as integration testing, and it is done in an environment called SIT environment, where SIT stands for system integration testing, right? Any typical software project consists of multiple software modules coded by different programmers. And the purpose of this integration testing is to expose the defects in the interaction between these software modules once they are integrated, right? Once all these modules are integrated together, the purpose of integration testing is to expose any defects in the interaction between these software modules, right? So even, you can take a number of examples, guys. For example, you can take a car example. Any car or any bike will have thousands of components, right? Isn't it? So any car, if you take any car example, so your wheels will be manufactured, tires will be manufactured by one company, wheels will be manufactured by another company, headlights will be manufactured by another company, isn't it? Steering wheel will be manufactured by another company. And now, and they will be tested. Each company, each manufacturer test each of those components. The one who is manufacturing the headlights, they will test them before selling it to the assembler or to the car manufacturer, isn't it? But still, once all these components are assembled together, again they will do testing, right? They cannot ignore testing because all the components are already tested, isn't it? Yes or no, guys?
Yes.
Even though each component is tested individually, again, once all these components are assembled together, we have to do testing again because, we need to see if there are any defects in the interaction between those components, isn't it? Similarly, in software also, once you combine all these software modules, right, we have to do something called integration testing. And then the next type of testing is functional testing. Now, what is functional testing? Functional testing is done in QA environment, first of all, where QA stands for quality analysis or assurance. QA stands for quality analysis or assurance. So let me take some example for this. Okay. For instance, if you take Gmail application, okay, I'll take Gmail application and observe here I am using private browser. Okay. I hope every one of you know what is the difference between a normal browser and a private browser. If not, I will cover it in one of the next sessions. Okay. But please remember, I am using a private browser. And like I opened a private browser and I typed gmail.com. Okay. And everyone will get this page, right? If you open a private browser, everyone will get this page. And now if you click on sign in, you will get a login page where you need to enter your Gmail ID first. It is asking for Gmail ID, and let me enter that Gmail ID. Okay, this is one of my Gmail ID, and now this is a valid Gmail ID. This is a valid Gmail ID. You can enter this, you can enter like this, or you can enter like this also. You can skip that @gmail.com, isn't it? So both of them should work, guys. Yes or no? See, suppose you enter perftest.kp@gmail.com. This is a valid Gmail ID, and click next. It should ask me for a password, isn't it? Yes or no, guys? Once you enter Gmail ID and click next, it should ask me for a password, right?
Yeah.
So on the other side, suppose, if you enter some invalid characters like this, right? Now, if you click next, what is it saying, guys? It's saying that, you could not find your Google account. That is how it should function, right? That is how your Gmail page should work, isn't it? Yes or no, guys? These are the requirements of this, login page, right? If you enter a valid email address, it should show you, or it should, it should take you to the password page like this, right? But if you enter some, see, this should work and this also will work. You can skip that @gmail.com and click next. It will automatically identify, because we are anyways on Gmail, isn't it? You can see here it had automatically identified that it is the full Gmail ID and it is asking for the password, right? These are the software requirements, or these are the requirements of this page. Clear, guys? Now, this is how the Gmail page should function, should work. And this is called as functional testing. Okay. This is called as functional testing. Clear, guys? You can take any number of examples like that, but you understood what is meant by functional testing, right? Functional testing is a black box testing. And now to do this testing, do we need to learn that language in which the software is developed, guys? The language in which Gmail is developed. Assume that Gmail is developed using Java language or Go language. Okay. Maybe they used Go language because Go language is a language developed by Google, isn't it? Did you hear that, guys? Go language is the language used by Google itself. Is Go language. So it is a open source programming language which was developed by Google. You can see here, designed by Google at Google by these developers, right? Ken Thompson. Oh, okay. So Ken Thompson is the developer of C language as well, isn't it? If I remember it correctly, right? I read it long back when I was doing my MCA. Anyone, those who graduated recently should be able to tell this, right? Ken Thompson is the C language. This is the guy who developed the C language, isn't it? So, and was one of the creators and early developers of C language, isn't it? Developers. Yeah, C and its family of languages. And he's the creator of Unix and Unix also, it seems. Kenneth Lane Thompson. Okay, right. Now, so this is how your Gmail page should work, isn't it, guys? Is it clear, guys? So,
Yes, sir.
right. And now, testing that functionality of that application is called as functional testing. So functional testing is a type of black box testing where the application is tested against the functional requirements or the specifications. Those are the requirements or specifications of Gmail page. What are those requirements? If you enter a valid email address, it should ask, and if you click on next, it should ask for password. If you don't enter, if the user doesn't enter a valid email address, but if the user enters some junk characters like this, the application should display some error message, isn't it, in red color? So this is how these are the requirements or specifications of this login page, right? And testing that functionality is called as functional testing. Clear, guys? So features or functions are tested by feeding them input and examining the output. We feed them some input and examine the output, right? If you get a correct output, we say that, it is the test case will be passed, otherwise it will fail. And functional testing ensures that the software requirements are properly satisfied by the application. Functional testing ensures that the software requirements are properly satisfied by the application. And now this functional testing is also called as black box testing, and unit testing is called as white box testing. Now let us understand what is the difference between white box and black box testing. Okay. So unit testing is done by whom, guys? Who does this unit testing?
Developers.
Developers does this unit testing. And black box testing is functional testing done by the functional
Testers.
testing done by testing team, QA team. Huh? So this is black box testing is done by QA team. Now, assume that Gmail is developed in Go language. Now, to do this testing, to do this functional testing, do we need to learn that language, guys? Do we need to learn that Go language or Java language or whatever the language in which Gmail application is developed? Definitely no, right? We need not learn that language, isn't it? We need not know, for functional testing team need not know which programming language it was developed, or what is the front end, what is the back end, and what is the database. Not required, isn't it? So everything is a black box for them. They don't know, the internals of the application. So it is a black box for the QA team or functional testing team. Understood, guys? That's why the functional testing is called as this functional testing is also called as black box testing. It is a black box for them. They don't know what is inside it, what code is inside it. But for development team, that unit testing is done by developers, and they know each and every internal of the application, isn't it? What programming language that application is developed, and what is the architecture of that application. All those details are known to the developers. That's why it is a white box for them, right? It is, they know each and every internal of that, that application. That's why this is called as the unit testing done by developers is also called as white box testing, right? Whereas the functional testing or the testing done by QA team is called as black box testing, because they need not know each and every internal of the application, right? So this is it clear, guys, now what is white box testing and what is black box testing?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And the next type of testing is performance testing, right? So I'll stop it here, guys, for today. It will take some time to explain this. Tomorrow we'll continue this, or in the next session, we'll continue that in the next session. I'll stop it here for today. So any queries, guys, before we close today's session? So are you able to follow, particularly I want from non-computers background, guys. Okay. Are you okay with the concepts that are covered today? Or we have some people who are working on in non-IT, right? Are we good so far, guys? Guys, are you with me? Guys, are you with me? Let me pass recording out. So, but however, in the evening batch, we'll have less number of participants. That is expected because, this is not a, not so only working people. You'll have only working people, or, those who cannot join morning batch will be preferring this evening batch time. But, one 10 members kuda, if you are not interactive, so, the sessions will not be fruitful. Okay. So Anureka, I already answered your, we can't hear you, Anureka. Can you please speak out now? Let me pass recording. Yeah. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, only demo sites like pet store or something, or some real sites exercises will be provided.
Okay, thanks for asking that. So let me explain, usually I explain this in the first demo session. So these are the different applications that I will be covering in the training. Okay, not just JPEG store or web tours. So I
Okay.
will be covering 5 different applications. Okay.
Okay.
You start with web tools and JPEG store, but we will spend more time on enterprise Java applications. For example, Konakart is an enterprise Java application. Let me
Okay.
show you. I think this application is not working currently. Let me try to access it. Right. So this is an enterprise Java application. You can see here,
Okay.
right? Enterprise Java application means like, you will have hundreds of tables. It will be almost similar to a real-time application, which one Konakat application. So not only that, there is one more application called Advantage Online Shopping. Again, this is a modern application where you have, APIs, REST APIs and all. So this is a modern application, but again, this is also a demo application. Now, so I will cover first scripting on these demo applications, and once everyone is comfortable on the demo applications, I will cover one real-time application as well. And this is the real-time application that I usually cover, right? So which is Asmara. And Asmara is a US project. This is a US application, which is, Asmara is a cruise operator basically, right? It is a cruise operator. Everyone knows what is a cruise, right? Yes or no, guys? We
Yeah.
have this cruise concept in India also now, right?
It's related to ships.
Right. So, I will cover scripting on this real-time application as well. But this will be the last application that I cover in the scripting.
And exercises will be provided as well on a weekly basis.
Yes, not weekly. So you will have daily assignments. Once we start scripting, you will have daily
Daily.
scripting assignments.
Okay, feedback will be provided on that.
Yes, let me show you the previous batch trackers, some of the previous batch trackers. Okay. So I will be giving assignments in the Google Classroom, as I mentioned just before, right? So I'll create a separate Google Classroom for every batch where I will be, let me show you other Google Classrooms, okay? The old ones, okay? March 2024, Jan 2024 morning batch. Yeah. I will be giving assignments like this, scripting assignments like this. Once I start scripting, I'll be daily giving assignments or, alternate days mostly. Because, each script takes 2 to 3 days. So you will have 1 or 2 scripts per week, right? I'll be giving scripting assignments and, everyone should submit the scripts to me for review. That is mandatory. Everyone should submit the script for review like this. There is a separate Gmail ID for this. Just give me a moment. And we will review all your scripts. And who is this? Like, may I know who is it Anureka who is asking these questions?
Right.
Huh?
And yeah, and same person.
Okay. Right.
And one more doubt
Yeah,
on
let me complete this. So, see, you can see here, all the students of the previous batch are sharing the scripts like this, isn't it? And now, it's not just about sharing. We will download the scripts and I will review all those scripts. For every batch, I maintain a separate folder like this, For example, April 2023 batch or April 2024 batch. Let me take, April 2024 batch is the recent batch. Okay. Let me take one of the previous batches. For example, March 2024 batch. I did or Jan 2024 batch. Jan 2024 morning batch. So we will download all your scripts and we will review your scripts, right? I'll create separate folder for each one of you and I will review the scripts and all the review comments will be updated in the batch tracker sheet like this. Let me show you that as well. I'll share the review comments like this. I'll share the feedback or review comments like this. So this is May batch, right? So hold on. You can see here. So this is the, yeah, you can see that, I think the sheet is not updated. I should be having some other, please wait. I should be having some other batch tracker where I updated all the, all the review comments. Did I open this fast track batch one? So you can see here, this is the batch tracker, where all the number of hours will be tracked. What concept is covered on each day and who all attended the session and who all are missing. So, right. So all this will be tracked in the batch tracker sheet. Okay. and review comments will be shared over here like this, right? Oh, I think I opened the same sheet. I had opened the same sheet, right? Right. So, and I will be giving you like, rating on a scale of 1 to 5 for each script, for all the scripts and consolidated ones, right? So, any other queries?
This is Anand. The workload modeling and the coding topics will also be covered.
Yes, I'll share the course contents. We have a course contents document. I'll share it.
Okay, fine,
Cloud
Mohan. Okay.
modeling, anyone should cover that. Definitely, it should be covered.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah.
these are my LoadRunner course contents. I'll share this course contents document to you. Okay, after the
Fine.
session, let me share it to you, each one of you, or I'll share it in the WhatsApp group. Okay. So these are my LoadRunner 2024 course contents. These are the course contents for LoadRunner training, as well as I have a separate document for JMeter. And that is why, my training will be for 80 plus hours. If you observed in the batch tracker sheet, right? So you can see here in the batch tracker sheet, this batch came up
84.
to 85 hours, right?
Right.
So this is the sum of all this from D3 onwards, right? So this batch came up to 85 hours. So my training will be 60 to 80 hours. Okay. Depending on if there are more number of dull students, it will take plus or minus 5 hours. There, that it varies by like 10 plus or minus 10%. Any other queries? Yeah, and
Fine,
these
bro.
are the JMeter course contents. I think it's not open, right?
Okay, great. Okay.
And one more doubt, Pawan, like monitoring tools, App Dynamic, Dynatrace, only Grafana, is it?
With JMeter, I will cover InfluxDB, Grafana, Telegraph, and Elasticsearch, ElkStack. Okay. ElkStack, and not only those, I will also cover Nmon and Java Melody. Okay, you can see here Perfmon, Nmon, and Java Melody. Nmon should be somewhere here. Yes.
Okay.
Nmon Analyzer, SAT tools for Linux, and Perfmon and Java Melody for Windows. Okay, Java Melody can be used for Linux as well. And also, I'll also cover InfluxDB, Grafana, Telegraph. These are popular open source monitoring tools, combination tools along with JMeter, right? And I will cover JMeter integration with App Dynamics. With LoadRunner, I will cover integration with Dynatrace. But it will be only 2 to 3 sessions on Dynatrace or AppD. Along with these tools, we'll focus more on LoadRunner and JMeter.
Okay.
And on monitoring concepts, what metrics we need to monitor. We'll focus more on that. What metrics we need to monitor and how to monitor.
LoadRunner also like coding, basics coding will be covered, is it? Like
Yes.
okay, everything will be covered.
C language functions will be covered. Let me show you that. The slides that are that we are going to cover are
Because what is my concern is I already have experience of performance testing. Okay, I have a gap right now. Okay, so I'm not able to cope up. Actually, I want to refresh all those topics. So I'm looking out for options now. So I came across this thing. So I want to know whether all these things, because on an interview perspective, right? Everyone is asking everything like monitoring and
Yes.
all those
Yeah,
concepts.
obviously. Yeah. So in LoadRunner, we'll cover all the C language functions with examples, with practical examples. Okay. We'll use strcmp, we'll use strlen, and we'll use fopen, fprintf, fclose. I'll cover one script for this file operations, one script for this string comparison and string length. Like that, and go-to also will be covered in one of the scripts, right? See, covering doesn't mean just explaining what is this function. So we'll apply them practically in scripting.
Yeah, thanks, Pawan. Thank
And
you.
I will be covering 15 scripts. Minimum 15 scripts. 15 scripts with LoadRunner and 15 scripts with JMeter.
Thanks, Pawan.
And in JMeter, let me quickly show you the JMeter course contents and where we will cover that bean shell scripting that you asked, right? Let me show you the JMeter PPT as well quickly. So we will cover JSR 223 and bean shell scripting. Must and should, that should be definitely covered. That should be covered. So bean shell and JSR 223 will be covered as part of this training. Okay. We will not cover Groovy scripting. So, but I will cover bean shell and JSR 223 in detail. Okay.
And okay, and one more doubt, Pawan, for last doubt, like
Sure.
for online students as well, like placements will be provided if there is a gap also, like.
No, see, if you attend the training and you practice, you work on the scripts, given scripts, you'll be definitely able to crack interview on your own. You don't need any additional jobs, interview support or job support. Okay, we are having 400 plus success stories. Let me quickly show you. But of course, I don't have reviews provided by all of them because most of the people will be going through fake experience, right? So everyone will not be ready to give a review. But let me show you. I have around 100 reviews given by previous batch students. So this is my Google page, Pavan MGMITtraining. Okay, hold on. Pavan MGMITtraining. Right? So I have around 100 reviews and you can see the ratings. Okay. And we are able to, we have 500 plus success stories. Means there are around 500 people who got placement without any proxy and backdoor. We strictly avoid proxy and backdoor. I don't encourage proxy and backdoor. Okay. And I don't do any proxy and backdoor. No matter, how many lakhs they offer, I don't, even for US guys. You may be knowing that US guys pays around $1,000, minimum $1,000 they pay for proxy. But I don't encourage those at all. Okay. And we were having already like 500 plus success stories without proxy and backdoor. They got placement even for, and from different background, by the way. We have some people from uh, hotel management background, degree hotel management, D pharmacy background, B pharmacy background also, right? So without any external support, they were able to crack interview on their own. And once they crack the interview on their own and get the job also, they were able to survive without any external job support. And that is why my training will be for 80 hours. Okay. If you take any other training, it will be 30 to 40 hours max. That's it. Right. But you will not see any other trainer giving like 80 hours of training and multiple applications like this. Usually, if you take any training institute or any other trainer or training institute, they will cover 2 applications, web tools and JPEG store. That's it, max. But we have been covering 5 applications from 2020 onwards. Yes, 2020 onwards.
Thanks, Pawan. Thanks for the information.
And that is the reason like they were able to crack interviews on their own and without any job support, they are able to do their job without any external job support. And also these weekly assessments and all this script review is something no one does. Okay, you can check with any other training institute, no one does this script review. They will just they చెప్పుకుంటూ వెళ్ళిపోతారు. They will not bother whether you are able to do the script or not, whether you are you are comfortable with scripting or not. They will not cover any real-time application, or some people may be covering, but no one will do script review, that I can say for sure. Okay, but I'll show you one recent batch. All the batch members are manual test engineers. You can see how many mistakes they have committed. Let me show you that. We are running one online batch and Madhapur and offline in Madhapur, and this Madhapur batch is for only working engineers. Okay, all these guys are 90%, 80% of them are working. And now if you see the script review sheet, observe here, you can see how many errors or how many mistakes they did. Right? You see here, very few people got a 3 or 4 rating. And you can see like all the errors are, highlighted in red color, right? All the mistakes are errors, issues are highlighted in red color. And you see a lot of people, doing a lot of mistakes, right? So this, script review is something which we started in 2020 and we are doing it regularly in every batch. Any other queries, guys? Am I audible, guys?
Yes, Pawan.
Okay. So if you don't have any other queries, we'll stop it, guys. Oh, it's already 9 o'clock. Okay,
Yeah.
let me close the meeting then, right? Let me stop recording first. And see you on Monday, guys. Okay. See you on
Yeah,
Monday.
sure.
So it will be training will be from Monday to Friday. That is regular training. And Saturday's sessions will be dedicated for script review and doubt clarification, by the way. Once we start scripting, then only we will have Saturday sessions. Okay. Till then, we will not have Saturday session. So Saturday sessions will be dedicated for script review. I want to review in front of everyone, so that like you will be anyways going to spend some lot of time for review. If I do it before you, then it will be more impactful, isn't it? So
Okay.
once we start scripting, then we will have Saturday sessions, and those are optional sessions. You can see here, we did some script review on Saturday. You can see here, right? This session was dedicated for script review. This Saturday was dedicated for script review. These are my previous batch trackers. Any other queries, guys, before we close? Priyanka, no, we did. Priyanka, I can't hear you now.
Sir, are you providing experience?
Experience documents, I will be, I can share some context, but I don't have any direct consultancy. But I can share you some
Okay.
reliable contacts. So, wherein let me pass recording and I'll explain that. Okay. Thing. So we are having, I'm sharing my screen, guys. So we are running both online and offline training, guys. And this is our Amirpet classroom. Let me show you our Amirpet classroom and Madhapur classroom. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Let me find it out. Meeting. We are providing both online and offline, and this is our Amirpet classroom, guys. Okay. And I think I have it in the course contents document also. Yes. So this is our Amirpet classroom, and it is close to Amirpet metro station. It is adjacent to Amirpet metro station. Okay. Right. And this is a 40-seater classroom. 40-seater classroom. And we are also running one batch in Madhapur for employees, working employees. I think I have that pic also. Okay. Let me show you that in the course contents document. Yes, this is our Madhapur office. Okay. This is our Madhapur office, as you can see here. This is a small training room, conference room. And where we are conducting one batch for working employees and those who are located in and around Madhapur, Gachibowli, Kondapur, we started one batch there. So if you have any friends or relatives, who are looking for training or training and placement, so if they come for classroom training, we can assure 100% placement. The reason is, online training, it depends on completely you. We cannot see or we cannot monitor whether you are listening the session or, we can do to some extent, but we cannot do it completely, right? So, but for those who are coming for classroom training, we can provide 100% placement guarantee. And, we will not give 100% placement for everyone, anyone and everyone. We have a simple assessment. We conduct that assessment, and based on that, I can tell you on day one. On the day one of their inquiry, I can tell whether we can provide placement for them or not. So please refer anyone who is looking for training and placement, who want to switch, or if anyone who is working in non-IT or manual testing and who want to switch to performance, right? Because performance testing is a wonderful career. It is a low coding or no coding career with high package, right? So if you want to speak about packages, I think I explained it one of my previous session, right? So yeah, so these are the packages that you can expect, or that our previous batch students got. One of our previous batch student got 8 lakhs package for 2+ years experience. For 2.5 years experience, one of our previous batch student got, like a couple of our previous batch student got 7 to 8 lakhs package. For 3+, this is the usual general package, like they can expect from 8 to 12 lakhs. These are the packages that our previous batch students got. And one student claimed 4+ years of experience and got 16.5 lakhs package, right? And if it is product based company, this is the package that our students got, 10 to 15 lakhs. Okay. And so without any coding. This is possible without any coding or very less coding. See, coding means, it will be very basic coding, like if loops, for loops, those kind of coding only will be there in performance testing. So I call it as low coding or no coding and high package IT career. Isn't it, guys? So this is, see, usually developers will get these packages, these kind of packages, right? But performance testers also will get those almost equal packages as developers, even though we don't write any coding, right? Or even though we write very less coding, very basic coding. Okay. So please refer any friends or relatives or, if who are looking for training and placement. And if they opt for classroom training and placement also, you will get 5,000 as a referral benefit. Training and placement, right? Then you are entitled to get a referral benefit of up to 5,000. Clear, guys? So with this, I'll close the session. I'll wrap up and I'll call it a day. Let me pass recording. Any queries, guys, before I stop the recording?
No problem.